Hello my fellow Latex Warriors, coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to go over my Dokkan Battle Wishlist and what I hope or wish they would add to the game that would help the game dramatically. Because, in my opinion, this game's dead. I know people say it's not dead, but if you look at it from a content perspective, the content is literally, it's like brand dry at this point, and they're not even putting effort into the content. All they do to keep this game running is just animations and OST. Without the OST and the animations, this game would be so dry right now. I mean, even the OST to a certain extent, it helps. Like, I mean, I'm playing one right now, the free-to-play Easy area Goku Black one, but OST isn't going to carry the game. Like, that's just a nice addition, but without further ado, hope you all are having a good day. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. So my first thing on my list, I'll put my list in the description as well. I'm reading it off my computer, but I can't, like, flip it because I'm screen recording, so yeah. So I'm just going to read it off, and if you need to read it, I'll make sure to put it in the description so you guys can see it. It might be a little bit dated, so you can comment down below what else I should add on to it, but I think this is a pretty good slate for what they should add to the game. So, first thing, add an auto potential button that does all the nodes and leaves the ones we have to choose left alone. I think this is just a nice quality of life update because it's annoying going around clicking all the nodes. Like, we're in 2020, it's been 5 years and they haven't updated the way the hidden potential system works. Like, even Legends has an auto thing. Like, all they have to do for the Dokkan one is just make it where it chooses all the ones you don't have to, like, think about automatically, and they leave all the ones you have to choose alone. And of course it depends on the group and stuff like that, but that's an easy fix. That's all they have to do for that. There's not really too much to explain for that. That's really simple. Then for the second one, add more LGE variants like Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, Buu, Goku Black / Zamasu, Broly, Kale, Khalifa, etc. I think this would be a very good addition as well, because Legendary Goku event, it was a top tier event when it first came out, but now it's just way too easy and it's boring. I'm sick of fighting Goku. We need more variations of it, and they need to bring their own flair to it. And of course the banners, they could be interesting and stuff like that, but the main thing I care about is just having a good event to do, and it has, like, good rewards for it, besides the banner. Like, I would love if I had good rewards and it's fun to do and it has a bit of difficulty to it. That'd be incredible. Then number 3, revamp the Whis event and make it have better equipment drop rates. I think this is one they should have did a while ago, because the Whis event, the drop rates just suck. Like, the equipment they give you is garbage, and most of the time it's like that shitty health recovery shit. Like, I'm not gonna use that. And the additionals they give you most of the time, it's like level 1. So it's just not that, it's not good. That's all I have to say for that. I don't want to stay on that forever, but that's basically it. And then for number 4, make the chain battle requirements a bit more loose. It's 2 pay to win, and the unit requirement can be ridiculous. Or I should say they delete the mode in general, because it's literally just a punching bag clone, and it's not that fun to do. It's really not. I mean, the rewards are solid, but it's not that fun to do. But if they do keep it, what I mean by make the requirements a bit loose and change the unit requirement, because the recent one they just had, the boost units were World Tournament. They haven't released good World Tournament units in years. Like, for real. And on top of that, we don't even have a World Tournament leader, like a Dokkan Fest one. We don't. So, like, how do they expect us to have a good... And I know they gave LR Hercule an EZA, but, like, how do you expect us to get such a high score unless you're a whale on that chain battle? Like, it's just bad. And then, number 5, go back and revamp categories for units. A lot of units are missing categories they need to be on. That makes no sense. Yeah, this is a big one for me because, for example, like, let's see, Goku, like, in Goku Black, he should be on rapid growth. Literally, he stated that when he was getting hit, that he was growing. And if you look at the Tournament of Powers, well, you got, like, Kaba, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, UI Goku, Kale, Khalifa. Like, all of them should be on rapid growth. Those are just a few examples. I don't want to go too far into that, but there's a lot of problems with that. Like, the category issue is really bad. I mean, another one I could throw out there real quick is, like, Cooler's not on Revenge, when his movie is called Cooler's Revenge. Stuff like that is just, it just makes me laugh, and I'm just like, these guys are a multi-millionaire company, and can't even make the categories correct. Then, for number 6, buff the older categories like World Tournament and Giant Form, for example, and stop making all these unnecessary categories that just abruptly leave people off that should be on there for the sake of this bullshit balance. This is the thing about Dokkan, right? We're PvE. I pray to God that they never add PvP because it would literally ruin the game. But, like, categories like World Tournament and Giant Form, I know people say, oh, but there's not that much hype on those categories. I'm like, dude, are y'all fucking stupid? Like, we could get a new LR Tapion. World Tournament, there's a lot we could get from there. We could get, like, Goku that did defeat Kamehameha. We could get a Junior. Like, there's some things we could get from there. I know it's not the most hype shit in the world, but they need to be addressed eventually. Like, and also another thing with the newer categories, they're all basically just becoming, like, rehashes of each other, and they're not unique at this point. They're just conflicting into other categories, and it's just not fun. Like, like, Desperate Struggle is basically full power, if we're being honest. Just a different name. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for that. And then for my 7th point, revamp old LRs and possibly TUR super attacks like they did for the LR and Gohan. It wasn't the greatest revamp, but a step in the right direction. But what I mean by the greatest revamp, like, look-wise, it was better, but it wasn't, like, they could have done better. That's what I'm saying, but it's a good step in the right direction that they should be doing more often, because when people pull these old TURs that have these ugly-ass animations from 2015, there's just not, like, because that's what I'm saying, animations kind of drive a reason for why. I know some people that, like, strictly use some units just for the animations, because they look cool or something like that. And if it's their favorite unit, you know, if they have a good animation and they're a good unit kit-wise, people are going to be more likely to use them. I think it would just be a good thing to do. I know people say, oh, but they can't make money if they revamp certain... Like, dude, they make millions of fucking dollars. I don't want to hear that bullshit excuse. Okay, now I'll move on to my 8th point. Revamp the friends list where it has a duplicate of our leader at 100% or 55%. Just either one. Like, it just needs to duplicate your leader, or they need to have, like, say if you're running, like, Target Goku, they should have all the Target Goku friends mirrored onto the friends list at 55%, or, like, it replicates your friend to be exact. This would be way easier to use teams and units that people don't run as a friend a lot. That's basically it in a nutshell. It would help a lot. Then number 9. Oh, this is a big one right here. Revamp World Tournament entirely. Way too long of a grind for units that will sit in your box, and the gameplay is beyond boring. I stand by this. World Tournament is so garbage. Literally, it's just AoE dick fest. You're just slapping your dick on a whole bunch of units until they die. The rewards are honestly not even that good. Even for the people that get number 1, the rewards aren't even worth it. And the grind is just utterly boring. You're just spamming AoEs the whole time. There's no fun gameplay aspect to it at all. I didn't really go too far into, like, exactly what they should do to, like, revamp it, like, entirely. Like, I didn't go into, like, the emphasis of the gameplay, but it needs a revamp in some kind of way. And it mainly needs to be the gameplay and the rewards. Then for my 10th point, add voice packs in a music section, or we can change it to any Dokkan Battle OST or any Dragon Ball related theme in the world. For the voice packs, it adds voices to units and makes them more dynamic. I think they could honestly make this like a paid feature, or it's something they slowly release out for free, and it would be really good for the game, because like for older units, they could be voiced and shit when they like super attack. And you can like change the music so you don't have to hear that. Like, I'm sick of hearing that theme. It's so trash. Like, I would much rather have something else playing. But it's basically that. And I also said it could be something they do for future cards as well. Like, they voice everything. That would be cool. Then we get into another point that I stand by heavily. Lower the cost for units with gacha coins. It's a great system. But building up to 400 and 500 coins as a free-to-play can take months, if not longer, especially since a lot of filler banners come out and people who are smart skip said banners. Make DFE TURs cost approximately like 350 and DFE LRs 450. It's a slight difference, but it would be a lot easier and more reasonable to buy. Also make it where we can sell our DFE LRs or TUR dupes for gacha coins in return. Make TURs still for 30 coins and LRs 50 coins. It makes it a lot more fair, so spare dupes are more handy instead of box/baba fodder. Straightforward. I don't even have to explain that. And then my next point, I don't even know what number we're on at this point. Stop releasing categories that have like 10 units, then never buff them for months. It's the most asinine thing in the world. When you release a new category, buff the living hell out of it so it's usable and not limited to one variation. Universe 11. Because if you don't have LRGarian, Universe 11 is literally trash. Like, it sucks. It's complete dog shit. And then, for example, when LRGarian dropped, like I was just talking about, we should have got free-to-play versions of all the Pride Troopers, and possibly even Belmond. That would give the team more flair and more variety. Straightforward. Then for my next point, give rank rewards up to 999. Reward players who commemorate their time to getting to that rank. For example, Goresh. Not just stones, but possibly a lot of potential orbs, keys, stamina items, etc. Pretty straightforward. They need to expand their rank rewards and make it worthwhile. Because if rank was another thing that was worth grinding, more people would play the game. And if you make it rewarding, then people will do it. And then for my next point, whenever a Prime Battle LR is released, it should have a drop bonus category day 1. This would help the tedious and repetitive grind go a lot faster. They should also make it where like every 30 runs you get a guaranteed 15 or 20 medals. Give players an incentive to keep climbing to grind these LRs, and enough with the flat passive boost, give them percentages. I stand by this heavily because Prime Battle LR grinds are like, they seem worth it on paper. And I know they're easy game, these Prime Battle LRs, but like they sit in your box most of the time. Like even that LR Goku, like I don't even use him that much, even though he got an easy A. He literally just sits there because there's not really that many modes to use him on. So he just sits there, and flat boosters are stupid. I don't know why we still have flat boosts in 2020. Like for example, with LR Vegeta and Nappa, they gave them a flat boost when facing per enemy. It's like I think 7,800. Why couldn't they just make it like 5% or like 10% per enemy? Like, were they scared they were going to be too good? Like, I don't get why they're holding back. And then, speaking of flat passes, get rid of all flat stat passes in the game. We are too far in the game's life cycle to still have flat stats. It's ridiculous. You can change links for the better, now do passives. Pretty straightforward. Shorten the amount of time these events come back. There's moments when we're waiting for over 6 months for an event to return, and since we don't get keys too often, it really hinders a lot of players to go back and grind certain things. Straightforward, and then I go into the key aspect. Speaking of keys, give us a weekly mission that gives like 10 of the keys, so stages for each key, and it has drops for more potential keys. This would be great. Yeah, pretty straightforward. None of this really needs heavy explaining yet. Bring back the weekly launch mission that gave us Dragon Stones. It was very handy and made a lot of the community. I think that should just be a permanent thing, like a once a week thing for the rest of the life cycle of the game. Like 20 stones a week, that would help a lot. Because I'm just saying, 7DS, you get almost a multi every week just from dailies, and you have PvP reset on top of that, so you can easily get over like 3 multis a week. In this game, in a standard week, it takes forever to even get 1 multi. And then I go into my next point. Bring back the Dokkan Battle event and revamp it. It was utterly pointless. It gave no good rewards and it wasn't worth doing. With the revamp, make it beating stages in certain time frames. It would also make a lot more people do the event and be worthwhile. And it could also be the way. It could also be a new way for the Dokkan race feature, like how people made Dokkan races. It could be the official Dokkan racing mode. I think that would be incredible. Then, for my next point, add a pity system like 7 Deadly Sins Green Cross. Make it where the first unit milestone is like 500 Dragon Stones or something, and it gives you a random feature unit. And then the last one at 1,000 is guaranteed new unit. The other milestones include 300 and 750. At 300, you get potential orbs and Kais. At the same at 750, but a lot more. This system doesn't have to be on every banner, but I would recommend it for legendary summon banners. The numbers could also change as well. It's just estimates of what they could be. Pretty straightforward point, but this would be a very good feature because for whales that spend a lot of money, 1,000 stones for a copy for the truth, they can get 5 copies and be done in 5,000 stones. So instead of milking this dude for like 30,000 stones, he can get his copy. If he gets lucky, he could probably be done in like 2,000, 3,000 stones instead of dropping like 10k on one fucking banner. And I know they gotta make money, but their prices are retarded. But let's be honest. their prices are dog shit. Let's see. And then another feature I wanted them to add an Autoform feature. I think this could work very handy for excess grinding. So when you go into the event on the screen that shows your team, there's a Dragon Ball near the bottom. It always there to choose if you want, or choose meat or stones to use for stamina replenishing, and you can set the amount of times you want to run the event. It can also be used to make a farming pattern, so you can farm a certain event a few times and automatically goes to the next one. I think it would help a lot. It would still take a lot of time, but less strain for the player. So basically, it's like the 7DS one, but way more advanced. Like, you could do like a farming schedule, and the game does it automatically. Like, I would say you don't even have to be on the game. If you set the farming schedule and you confirm it, it does the farming while you're not on the game, and then when you get on the game, it gives you the farming results. That would be very handy. And also, if they wanted, when you like log into the game, you could check your farming progress and just like see what's going on with it. That would be incredible. And then for my next point, give us more units with the shank mechanics. It's like they forgot about the mechanic entirely. It's a very cool concept, and we need more of it at Dokkan. Yeah, pretty straightforward. We need a lot more of it. Let's see. Then for my next point, about forgetting, there's a lot of useless links that very few units have, like Unbreakable Bond. Only 3 units have it, and there are SR and Rs. They either need to apprehend for these links by making them more relevant on units or just removing them from the game, because they serve no purpose if no one has them at all to even make it useful. Very straightforward. And then for my next point, give us a practice mode that allows us to change the enemy's HP, attack, power, buffs, debuffs, turn count, and all that jazz. It would allow us to test out units who can't really transform a lot, or allow us to do very interesting tests. I think that would be a great addition. It's kind of like the thing 7DS has a little bit. Like, they have that mode where you can test out a unit's skills and stuff, but it would be a lot more advanced on this. Or it would kind of be like Naruto Ninja Storm training mode, where you could like affect the HP, how much of the ult bar you have. Like, if we had that for a mode, that'd be cool. And they would still make money, because they're not giving units for free. It's based off the units you have. So, yeah. And then for my next point, units like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, for example, stop making them featured on a million banners. We're tired of pulling them. Stop holding back and put units on the banners that haven't came back for months. Yeah, this is a really big example a couple months ago, because this dude was on so many banners. And I feel like the same thing's going to happen. Like, Physical Beers, he's been getting on a lot of banners too. Cooler, he's been on a bit more banners, but he hasn't been like too prominent. But yeah, it's a really bad trope and trend I see going on with the game. So let's see. My next point: stop favoriting certain units over others. Like, legit, every Kale Khalifa is stupid good, while we have like only one good Whis. It's blasphemy. Straightforward. Basically, what I mean by that, there's certain units that just get way too much love, and then they just leave the rest to rot. Like, they don't give enough love to them. Like, Whis is a hype character. He's a cool character. And Kale Khalifa have one of the most shittiest writings in the history of anime. Like, their character design is terrible. Of course, they're females, they have pussies. I know people simp over them. I hate using that word, but people actually do. Like, people are crazy over these two. Like, they're alright characters, but people need to relax. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And then for my next point, not a fan of mechanics of chain battle. It's basically punching bag 2.0. Give it a uniqueness that no other event has and make it more enjoyable. It's boring. Rewards are fine, just revamp the gameplay aspect. That's straightforward. Possibly go back and do link revamps for units as well. People like STR, GT, Kid Goku have complete garbage links and just have no use at all. A lot of cells as well have fodder links. The list goes on and on. Then they need to try and branch out with the passes a bit more. Too many cards are very similar. We need more to make them stand out. Okay, so my next point right here is about the Vilcon Battlefield thing. I'm gonna skip ahead for this one because this one's really long. But I'll do a summary for it. No, actually, I'll go over it. It's whatever. So, Dokkan Battlefield needs a revamp as well. They don't give enough currency at all, and the fights need a bit more juice to them. It is ridiculous. LR Babidi and Deborah, LR Mecha Frieza and King Cold, and LR Majid cost 300,000 Battlefield memory and up in total to buy all their copies. LR Babidi and Deborah, 330,000 times 5 is equal to 1.65 million. And then LR Mecha Frieza and King Cold, 300,000 times 5 is 1.5 million. Then LR Majub, 250,000 times 5 is 1.25 million. In total, that equals 4.4 million Battlefield memory to get all their copies alone. That doesn't even include the LR Ginyu Goku, LR Metal Cooler Army, and LR Captain Ginyu. Including them, LR Metal Cooler Army, 150,000 times 5 is equal to 750,000. LR Ginyu Goku, 120,000 times 3 is equal to 360,000. LR Captain Ginyu, 7,700 times 5 is equal to 38,885. When you add all them together to the current total, you get 5.548885 million Battlefield memory, which is absurd. Plus, if you include the medals you need, for LR Captain Ginyu, 77 times 3,000 is equal to 231,000. When you add that, you get 5.779885 million Battlefield memory. And the funny part is we're not even done with the main stuff. Now we get to the TURs in the shop. To get STR Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta SA10 and Rainbow for free, it'll cost you 840,000 battle memory, and that doesn't even include the medals. 60 times 3,000 is equal to 180,000. So with that being said, the total is now 6.799885 million Battlefield memory. We're not even done. Now the Krillin and AGL Android 18. 70,000 times 10 is equal to 700,000, and with the medals, 60 times 3,000 is equal to 180,000, my bad. With that being done, our grand total is 7.679885 million Battlefield memory. Wow, that's just insane. Also, my bad for stumbling on a little bit of the Battlefield memory. It's a lot of numbers, so my bad. It's going to take years to buy all these units out of the shop. This doesn't even include the other stuff in the shop. If we did, it would be a bit higher than we are now. Point is, we need way more currency. It takes way too much to get all these units. And then I said, make a skill orb level system where the more events you do, they level up over time with an XP bar and can be leveled up with Zenny. Yeah, that's what the skill orbs. So you can level up skill orbs and rank them up with Zenny. I think that'd be cool. And then for my last point, stop making certain card passes so restrictive, then not even far down the line release something insane that has no restrictions. Constantly contradict some of that. That's basically a wrap of basing my list. There's probably stuff I have to update, but that's the main points I had. But overall, Dokkan has a lot they need to fix, and they don't want to apprehend to it and address it. Also, one more thing they could add, they need to add co-op and guilds. I think that's another good thing they can add. I will have to go back on this list and talk about it a little bit more, but that's another key thing they should add, because PvP, like I said, the game's going to die if they add PvP. They can't do that. If they add PvP, the game's gone. There's no saving it at that point. Dokkan's going to die, because whales are just going to dominate PvP, and anybody that's free to play is just not going to have fun. It's going to be Naruto Blazing 2.0. But that'll do for my Dokkan Battle Wishlist. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Comment down below if I missed anything, and if you want to add to this wish list that I made here, and if it's something I don't have already, or if you just want to add on to something and express your opinion, by all means, go ahead. Make sure not to pull the outfit too tight, otherwise the outfit might fight. This is Latex Warriors signing out. Have a good day, you all.